So, how to go and set up a Facebook ad fast for someone who have never run Facebook ads before and just wants a quick guide just to get those ads up to see if they're working for your business. Alright, so in this video we're going to be quickly covering what you should do, what the steps are that you're basically going to have to take, and just how simple this actually is to go and set up by yourself and run the ads. So this is basically for the guys that, let's say for example, do not have the budget to get a company to come and do it. Someone that's just starting out with their business, they do have some money for paid ads, and they want to start doing it by themselves and start running those ads in their local area. So this works really well in local marketing. For example, if you're a landscaper starting out in your local town, or let's say for example you're a roofer in your local town, you do renovations, whatever this is, if you're running ads in a local area, this is going to work exceptionally well for you. So let's jump right into the video. So this is what it's going to look like if you have never run any ads in your business manager. If you do not have a business manager, just go over to Facebook, type in Facebook Business Manager, go through the process, watch a few YouTube videos. It's really simple to set up, and then just connect your card, and then you are ready to basically go and run ads. All right, let's jump straight into it. First thing we're going to go and do is we're going to click Create. Then we're going to go to leads, because we are, in this example, we are not going to be talking about if you're an e-commerce company, you can just click off. This is totally not going to work for you. In this basically video, we're going to be working with people that's working, I want to say, with more personal touch. They're physically calling leads, they're working with them, they're selling a bit more expensive product maybe. They are physically seeing the leads, and it's I want to say more hands-on experience. You're physically talking to the people on the phone. Someone needs to be involved basically in the sales process. All right, you need to get a number in to go and make cash of it. All right, so first go and select leads and hit continue. Then go and hit manual leads. Then we are going to set up basically our ad now. So we're going to have 3 stages. We have a campaign level, then we have basically the ad set, and then we have the ad. All 3 of these have different functions. The only thing you need to know is campaign is basically the main umbrella. Ad sets are the sub, and then an ad is the last piece of the puzzle. That cannot go any lower than that. So you have basically the top, the middle, that's and the bottom, and it's just to organize everything really nice. But we are going to have one campaign, one ad set, and then basically we can have maybe 2 or 3 ads, and that's it. No complications on this. I'm not going to have multiple ad sets for testing or anything like that. We're running this for a local business that's running in a small town, or let's say for example you're in Gauteng, in Pretoria, and you're running in, let's say, just the Centurion area or just the Silver Lakes area, whatever it is. All right, so then you can go and name this what you want, or you can just leave it as new leads campaign, where, as I said, we can have one, so it's going to be pretty easy to go and identify it. Then next step you need to know and go to is basically budget. We are going to be running campaign budget. I'm not going to explain this. I don't want to complicate it. Hit campaign budget. That's it. Next, we're going to go down to the budget that you're going to be running. So I have a rule of thumb. If you're running national ads and you basically your targeting is going to be not, I want to say, restricted to a single area, 400 Rand minimum you need to run those ads. I would suggest starting off with 400 Rand there. If you're running locally, start with around 200 to 250 Rand a day. That is going to be the minimum. If you have 100 Rand to basically run ads with, I would not suggest running these type of ads. I would suggest trying some other type of marketing first, maybe doing some door knocking, or basically just going to places and let's say seeing people at conventions or whatever it is. Don't do ads. If you're running 100 Rand a day in ads, you are going to waste your time. All right, so we have basically, then let's say we're going to have a 250. We always would start out with 250. That's usually our sweet spot for our clients. Sometimes we'll do 200 if Facebook loves to overspend a little bit, but we would usually stick with 250. Okay, next, we're not going to change anything else. We're going to go basically straight to the next button. Then we are in the ad set. So as I said, here is the, if you can see on my cursor, here's the campaign. Now we're going to set up the ad set, and then it's going to be the ad. All right, so ad set is where we tell Facebook where we want the ad to go and in front of who it should place it. Simple as that. No complications. So campaign is just what we wanted to do, what is the objective basically. Then ad set is going to be who we want to target, and ad is going to be basically the ad itself, getting people in. Okay, so we are usually what I'll do is still to this day, I'll just label it, even like just put a 1 day or something like that, so you can just identify it, because sometimes if you're running multiple ads, it's which can happen if you're running your ads for a little while. If you do them, you see they are doing good, you are gonna get the urge to go and educate yourself a bit further, and you'll probably add in another ad set. All right, so just start out the label that like #1 or set 1 or test 1 or something like that, so you can just identify it. There's nothing worse than having a successful ad campaign running, and then you go and switch off the wrong ad set and you don't realize it, because you basically then go and mess up all Facebook's metadata stuff. All right, and you confuse it. Make sure don't switch off successful ads, leave them on always. All right. Okay. Next, we are not going to touch anything else. If Facebook, for some magical reason, decided to go and confuse your library here, which it sometimes can do, let me quickly take you through it. Our conversion location is going to be instant form. I'm not going to even open this thing. Instant form. That's all we are going to be running here. We have run million rands in ads by this point. Instant form, nothing else. All right. Then make sure you have the correct Facebook page here. If you do not have a Facebook page, please don't go and see that as the cue to not run Facebook ads. Go and set it up. It's very easy to go and set up. All right, just go and watch a tutorial. It takes 5 minutes. Then you have your Facebook page basically then set up. You'll probably, if you have a new page or you've never done this before, you have to go and probably accept Meta's fancy, I want to say terms and conditions thing here. Just go and hit submit and or confirm, and then you're good to go. Next performance goal is going to be maximum number of leads. Leave it. If it's something else for some weird reason, just leave it at change it back to maximum number of leads. We're not going to touch this. We're not going to touch this. Nothing else. We go down basically straight to audience and controls. Don't touch anything else. Facebook will usually have it in the right place for you. Okay, location is going to be the first big one we're going to set up. Just hit edit. Then now here we are going to set where we are going to run the ad. So for example, as I said, if you have 400 Rand budget or more, then you can run the whole of South Africa. If you do not have a 400 budget Rand or more, do not run the whole of South Africa. It's fine if a company is doing it for you and you have a very specific reason for doing it, but if you're doing it by yourself, you're probably going to burn your money. Do not do it. If you have 250, around there, below 400 Rand, run locally, 400 Rand above, then you qualify to run the whole of South Africa. All right. We have done this personally. We've done it for dozens on dozens of clients by this stage. We know this is basically the set rules for this. Okay, so for this campaign, we have a small area. So let's go and say we are living in, let's take a place that's familiar to me. Let's take Vanderbijl Park. Okay, so let's say, for example, we are running ads in Vanderbijl Park. We are only going to want to cover Vanderbijl Park because, for example, Vereniging, which is showing up here on the map now, is quite a bit away from Vanderbijl Park itself. And for example, Meyerton, all that's also covered, which is even further than Vereniging, and so on. We only want Vanderbijl Park. So what we'll do is we'll go and zoom in. And then we will go, and what you can do, if Facebook doesn't really want to do this, and for example, the bubble is too big, you can even go and drop a pin. You can just click this and drop a pin. So we'll click it here. And we want this to be basically in the center of Vanderbijl Park. So we can even go and make this even smaller. So let's say we actually just want to run the lower parts of Vanderbijl. If you live in Vanderbijl, you know that's the, I want to say, the more rich areas is basically the lower part of Vanderbijl. So what we'll do in our pin, we will make it as small as possible. So you can see it can go to a 1 kilometer radius, but then you are missing a bit of some of these parts. So we'll just go and increase it a little bit. Let's see what a 5 kilometer radius looks like. Okay, that's again too big. We don't want to be up in this area here. So what we'll do is we'll drop it down, let's say 2 kilometer radius. Okay, that looks better. We can even go and recenter our pin if we really want to. You can just hit the X here. And let's just add a new one here. There we go. And then you can just go and delete the old one. And then take this back to 2 kilometers. And you see there we are relatively where we want to be. Let's make it just a little bit bigger. 3 kilometer, that's fine. This will work for us. We will target exactly what we want for all our landscaping business now. So now we know we will get exactly the clients that we want. They're going to be the exact area, and people in that area that are homeowners will be able to see our offer and then basically call us and work with us. So we are in the right area there. That is the most important thing. So next that I would recommend is you can play with this. I would say homeowners usually, in my experience, which I have seen, is you can even take this maybe to around 22 for the age, and you'll see that this is not a really Van der Bijl Park isn't small town. It isn't also a massive town, so you'll see what the estimated audience size is here. If you're running local ads, I would always recommend try and get as close to 40,000 to 50,000 plus as you can. So you can see this is going to be right on the line there. This qualifies for us to basically run the ads with. You can even go and play with it if you see your area is maybe a bit too small and you think, okay, you know what, I will maybe cover Sasolburg, that's in the next neighboring town as well. Just increase your area and your audience size will go bigger as well. All right, then you can go and do that. So just something else as well, if you're running 250 Rand with this small amount of audience, usually people will everywhere in the town know who you are very, very fast. Like, just be careful not to run in a small town like this. 1,000 Rand budget a day, for example, in Facebook ads. Everyone will know who you are by the end of the week. All right. Keep it to around 200 to 250. If you see you're getting good results, ramp it up. And I would say then go and expand your area rather. And go and take that approach. So you don't go and absolutely murder an area and then people have seen your ads, let's say 10, 20 times in a day. Then it's probably not going to convert anymore. All right. So if we're running local ads and we're running, for example, services that's targeting homeowners, this is what we're going to be setting up here for now. So then you can also go think about, okay, who is my best clients I work with? Do I work best with English clients? Do I work best with Afrikaans clients? Whatever it is, you can go and take this even further. I would really recommend using this. For example, if you know, let's say you're in Cape Town, for example, you're probably going to work with just English clients or mostly English clients, especially if you're like in the Camps Bay area or somewhere like that. Then you can usually, what I would also say, just leave it on all languages as well. But if you, for example, let's say, you know, you cannot speak a word of Afrikaans and you know you have had experience working with Afrikaans prospects in the past and you see it's just not a great fit for you, for example, then just stick with English and you can go forward with it. All right. But what I would usually do is I would use this and see what the, when we're setting up there, see what the client is working with, what is their ideal client profile, like the ICP, and match it basically into the correct language. Most of the times we'll just leave it on all languages, but it is there if you want to go and basically dim down the audience as well. Just be careful with this. If you do go and change it, your audience size does go down fast. So just be aware of that as well. Make sure you get it to around 40 to 50,000 minimum audience size in a small town. Okay. Next, nothing. We don't add Advantage Plus audience targeting. Nothing. We just leave it. If you're running local ads in a local area, leave Facebook to run the offer to the right people. We will show you now how to go and basically make sure you get banned leads. So basically people that are qualified to work with you. All right. Don't go and play with this. Leave it as simple as possible. As I show you now how to set it up, you can play with the languages if you really feel it's a requirement. Otherwise, just leave it on all languages. And then, the area is going to be the most important thing that you're going to be setting up. Then we just go and hit next. Everything else, just leave it as is. Facebook always has it set up correctly. So in this section, we're going to be setting up the ad. So make sure that you're setting up the ad with your offer as strong as possible. Even if you go and mess up all the settings that I showed you now, which is really simple to set up. If you go and make a mess of it, if you have a strong offer, you will make this thing convert. Your 200 Rand budget, just to give you a comparison, we have clients on our books that are making around 500,000 basically a month. Just running around 200 to 250 Rand a day in ads. It's totally possible in a small area. It does depend on which service you basically have. And if you're, for example, doing solar or something like that, you can make R1 million a month if you do 2 installations. You just need to it does depend on the service that you have. But totally achievable to make this type of numbers with this small budget. All right. So what we're going to be doing is just make sure you name your ad something so you know what it is. And we are just going to be setting up 2 ads, nothing more. If an ad doesn't work and you can see it doesn't work out, you can just go and swap it out of another one. But always we're going to have 2 ads live. Make sure your Facebook page and Instagram page is connected. If you don't know how, just go on YouTube and you'll be able to figure it out. It's super easy. Or you can just even follow Facebook's instructions. It is quite detailed. All right, we're going to go to hit add, single image. We're not going to do anything fancy. We're going to stick to an image. If you do have some nice video content and you are a bit more confident, go and check out some videos on how to do a video and how to write scripts. Or you can even ask ChatGPT to write you a video script. Go and record yourself. Those videos are fire. I want to say if you want to get really good results, videos are the way to go. But we're going to do image here. Most of our clients do image ads. It works really great. Okay. So we already have some forms that basically set up. So what you can do is you can just hit create form, but I'll quickly take you through one of our forms that we have up and running at this current moment. Okay, so just to give you a quick run through of how we set up our forms. So we always set it up for more volume. We don't ask leads to require to verify their phone number. We just want more volume, and that's the only thing we set up here. And then basically also for delivery, what we like to do is we will usually test it. You can try manual or optimized. I would just leave it on optimized for now. So Facebook can make the decisions for you because you don't know what you're doing by this point. All right, so more volume, optimized on step 1. Next, we're going to intro. Then as I said, you can use ChatGPT to write you some very nice intros and so on. You can literally go into ChatGPT and tell them, I am this business, write me a band qualifying questionnaire, and also write the headlines and descriptions and the form questions for me for my Facebook instant form, and it will do it magically in 2 minutes for you. Nothing difficult, just go and do it. All right. Go there, whack in your headlines, put in your description. Then we'll go over to the questions. Then this is where you are going to be setting up your band questions. You can set it up to conditional logic if you are using basically what I'll show you right now. So we have it set up. So for example, we know we have a certain I want to say level of client that we work with. We only work with clients that make $1 million plus basically a year or more. All right, that's our ideal client. Our ideal client is actually 2 million or more. So anyone that selects 0 to 1 million will automatically get cancelled out of our process. They will not be able to fill in the form. Facebook will block them. You can do this as well. For example, what a question like this would look like if you're doing your landscaping company is, are you in one of the 4 operating areas? And if the client says yes, you can go continue to the next question. If he says no, he gets kicked out. Simple as that. Doesn't need to be difficult. All right, so client go fill in a form and then basically go through all the questions. We have certain conditions set up for all of our questions that work for our product. Go and make this that it works for yours as well. Super easy to do. You just set it up. Just follow basically the instruction on the form itself. All right. And then basically you can just go full name, email, phone number. Don't complicate it. That'll be more than enough for you to chat with the client and to start all the proceedings and so on. So privacy policy, basically just go set up your own privacy policy on your website very fast. It's super easy to do. You can go and just use it like that, or you can just use these custom notices and all that type of stuff if you have anything else you need to put up there. Ending super easy as well. Just follow the process Facebook is giving you. It's going to be a thank you page. You can just put in your headlines. As I said, use ChatGPT to write this. If you do not have a website, do not worry. Please do not think about closing your business. I know business owners are very worried about having a website sometimes. You do not need a website to get started to Facebook ads. Just say call business. Voila, it's done. All right, and then you're also going to probably have to set up an end page if you have a qualification. I would always recommend having qualification questions. Otherwise, you're going to sitting with hundreds of leads that are unqualified to work with, and you're going to get very frustrated. All right, so just go and be very nice, like what we usually do. Thank you for your interest. Unfortunately, you do not qualify because of the answers that you're given. Go to our website if you want more resources. Thank you for checking in with Vessel Media. Just like that. Don't need to be I want to say, have a very long description there. Make it sweet and short, and it's done. All right, so that's going to be basically it for your Facebook form. So I'm just closing mine. As I said, mine is already active. So super easy, set up the form, and then basically it's done. Next, we are going to go to the fun part now and set up the ad itself. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to Ad Creative. One thing as well, if you have some software, I would usually use Purveyor. If you're just starting out, it is free. It's amazing. We give it to all of our clients to use for free, and we help them to set it up. You can set it up through here or just follow the instructions on Purveyor. Super easy. I'm not going to show how to do it. It does take a few minutes, but you can just use it. Super simple. And then, for example, how it works is if you get a lead, it pings on your phone. Super nice and easy to use. Okay. Let's go to Ad Creative. Set up my creative. We can use an image ad. So what you would basically do here is you could go and then upload your ad you have then live here. So just to show you what an ad will look like. This is, for example, one of our highest performing ads we've ever had at Vessel Media. Super simple, straight to the point. Is exactly what we do. Business owners want a 12-week business transformation program. How to get consistent leads and sales. So this was one of our courses that we ran a few years back. I want to say that we ran hundreds of thousands through this graphic here alone. Did extremely well. So that's why I say images works well if you do not have videos. Sometimes even images outperform video. You need to test, you need to see what's happening and what's what. So just go create something like this, super basic. Remember always these steps. Your image should attract people to read your caption. Your caption should attract people to fill in the form. After that's been filled in, you can then start the rest of the process. Super simple like that. That's basically your funnel. All right. Yes, so we're also going to need to have our basically our captions that's going to be need to set up. So what you can do is open a doc, right? So for example, this is our main copy that we actually use. So this was already optimized. I'm not a copywriter. I don't know what to write. I just want something very simple. So what you're going to do, write at least the basics of what your offer is and your guarantees. Just copy it, go to ChatGPT, tell ChatGPT, please rewrite this into a Facebook ad for our local company. Here is the draft to rewrite. And there you go. Simple as that. What you can then go and do is literally just grab this and put it into Facebook. As you can see, it rewrote it very fast. Like we have tested ChatGPT, it's super good. But to be honest with you, I would really recommend you writing your copy by yourself. For example, in Vessel Media, we do most of our copy ourselves. You can use ChatGPT for ideas and so on. But I would really suggest this is where you can make really big money if you're wanting to grow your business and move into other towns and so on. Is buying some books on copywriting, learning how to do copywriting is extremely valuable. It's one of the best skills that I would say I personally have as well as being able to write very potent copy. All right, so but if you don't know how to write copy, literally ask our Mr. ChatGPT to write it for you. Then voila, there you have your copy. And let's say I imported my ad that looked like that. So I'm just gonna for now just use this one. So then you can just make sure the dimensions are correct. So you can use Canva, super simple. That I was just on to just go and use basically something like I want to say you can use basically a template that's already been set up. Just drag and drop your logo in there, and basically then you're there. If you really need to go and remove a logo or the background of a logo or something, please invest 110 Rand to go and buy Canva. It's really not that expensive. If you don't want to even put that into Canva, don't do online marketing. This is not for you. It's not going to work out. You need to at least put some money into some tools. Canva is one of those tools that are totally worth it to invest some money in. All right. Then you can go and create some really nice graphics. Okay, so we have our graphic. Just keep everything on original. If you don't know where it should be on, hit next. And then here we are going to set up our text, headline, and so on. So for example, what we'll do is our primary text, we already had ChatGPT write for us. There we go. And then we need a headline. So we are going to tell ChatGPT also write a headline. And there we go. We're going to copy this right out of here. Let's delete the emoji. And we need a description as well. So let's grab a description. And then you see Facebook write you a few nice ones here. So let's say we want this one. Or let's say we want this one. Looks really nice and easy. And then always use book now. Okay, next what we'll go and do is everything is then in. We use ChatGPT to write our copy for us. So it's very nice. We're going to hit next. So we do not want Facebook to go and create another image variation. So we're not going to switch it on. We're going to leave it off and just hit skip and continue. Okay, then we are just going to quickly review what Facebook switched on. Most of these things you can leave on. It's all right. If you have a video, I would just suggest switching the music off sometimes. Text improvements, please go and switch it off. I've seen some very weird stuff that comes out of it. If you're getting started out and you're doing English, some type ads, yeah, you can leave it on. If you're writing in Afrikaans, don't switch it on. It creates chaos. All right. Then you're done. And then there we go. We have our ad up and running. So basically for this, I just added in one of our client results stuff. This also work really well if you're doing something like that. Success stories or anything like that. Even going screenshotting it out of Google and putting it in here. Those work really well. So that's basically it. Then we have our ads that's set up. All of our stuff is added in. As I said, just make sure your advanced creative targeting, all this stuff is switched off. So it does not run, otherwise it creates chaos. Okay, then we are done basically. So what you can do down here is you can then, this is where you can set up your tracking. If you're running Facebook ads for the first time, do not set up tracking, just leave it. Don't do anything here. Then we are set. So most important thing is the creative, the caption, and your form that's qualifying people before they get you. That's it. That's basically to set up your ad. Then we just go and we hit publish. Then after it's published, we usually take around 2 to 3 hours to set up and basically for Facebook to process it and to review it, and then it'll be live. And you will usually get an email. You can check back usually within every hour or so, and then basically see when your ad is live, and then that's it. Then, as I said, you can connect provider to basically then go use it for the lead collection. That the lead will come in or ping on your phone, and you get the lead automatically there. Then you can just call the lead from there and basically run your system like that. Super simple, not really difficult. If you sit down within 2 to 3 hours, you will be able to have this set up. If you have an hour to set up your Facebook, hour to do your, let's say, your creative, and then another hour to do your captions as well. You can compare and compile all of this stuff. I want to say 3 to 4 hours max. You can have your first Facebook ad up and running. Please make sure to remember the budget restrictions that I talked about for running, for example, national ads. If you have a small budget, start locally, then you can basically go and scale from there. If you are running a really small area, I just want to say this as well. I know I said below 250 or 200, don't go and run ads. If you are running a very, very small area, let's say, for example, a 1 to a 2 kilometer radius, like we did now, you can test 150 Rand. If you have run 500 Rands worth of ads and you have not got one lead or something else is wrong, or I want to say the budget is going to be very slow. So you are going to need to, for example, run a whole week before you get data to see, okay, maybe it's my creative I need to redo my copy, or that type of stuff. So that is the only issue I have with it. If you're running a very, very small area, you can look at 150 Rand minimum to run your ads with as well. Otherwise, I would maybe recommend trying something different. All right. Okay, so that's basically it to setting up your ads. As you see, this was super simple to do. Didn't take too long to do it. What I would do is prep all your stuff first. So do your copy first, do your creative first, then come and set everything up afterwards. So everything is nice and together. Then you just paste it in and you run your ads. As simple as that. So if you have any questions about this, make sure to reach out to us at vesselmedia.co.za or just watch some of our other videos if you want some more in-depth content on how to read basically ad analytics and all that stuff as well. And then you guys must have a great day.